the stores are stocked for back to school. That's the commercial aspect of Labor Day.
Right.
So
it's the back to school.
It's the back to school stuff.
Back to school stuff. Yep.
Right.
So
and then of course once Labor Day's over, then we're already getting prepared for Halloween.
That's like I said. Yeah, I'm having trouble thinking of a period. Maybe in June. What is there in June?
Well, June would be this preparing for Dominion Day, or again, if you're in the States, 4th of July.
Yeah, July 4th.
Because you'll go through the grocery stores and they'll be all full of and this stuff could be cottage stuff too, but all kinds of Canadian flags and camping chairs with Canadian flags, maple leafs on them, and
right,
and all that stuff. So there's certainly, I think, is an emphasis around that.
I think so. Although
notice how we're calling it Dominion Day, not Canada Day.
I'd go back to Dominion Day any day. But I think that anybody who thinks that buying themselves a little lawn chair with a maple leaf on it makes them more patriotic doesn't understand what patriotism is.
Right. If you haven't gone out and bought yourself some Molson Canadian, I'm telling you.
That's where, or some Weiser's whiskey, or some hard apple cider from one of your local breweries, and you're just not a Canadian.
Crown Royal.
If you haven't had your beaver tail, you're just not Canadian.
Crown Royal.
Don't forget poutine. You're just not Canadian.
Don't forget your poutine.
Oh man,
with cheese curds.
That stuff is. Listen, I had some of that the other day. Oh my God, that stuff's good. It is not good. It's not a healthy thing to have on a regular basis, but once in a while.
Meat pie, tortilla.
That it would be fun. I wish we could do this, and I don't know how we could, but to go around and sample poutine to find the world's best poutine. Obviously, it's going to be in Canada, but where?
Well, Nick, I know exactly how to make this happen.
It's called a road trip?
Well, it's not just called a road trip. What we have to do is we have to go to somebody in the government. Because if you can't get subsidized for a poutine, a cross-country poutine tasting television series in Canada, okay, then forget it. Shut down Canada, Heritage Canada altogether. They're not serious.
Oh my God! And we're the perfect candidates because we got no dog in this hunt. We just going out there and we know what tastes good and what don't. Can you imagine? What do you do when you get out in the prairie zone? They've never heard of poutine.
No, that's not anymore. I'm sure they must have.
I don't know. Well, you know what you do. You bring your own bag of potatoes, a deep fryer, and your own cheese curds. And if they haven't heard of it, you introduce it to them.
And gravy. Don't forget gravy.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to have gravy. I mean, that's one of the few times I really like gravy. You pour it all over those things. Sprinkle on whatever topping you like, with some cheese and the cheese, of course. But I was going to say bacon, but for me, I'd like the bacon.
This is a Netflix series if there ever was one.
Oh, my God, hamburger. Oh, there you go. That's what we put on it, a hamburger.
Hamburger meat.
There you go. So you take care of the hamburger, I'll take care of the bacon, and we'll go across the country introducing people to Canada's gift to the culinary world.
Oh, dear, Nick, you're going to ruin me.
All we need is a 40-foot motorhome, a cameraman. Anybody want to volunteer to be the cameraman?
We don't need a cameraman. We just have to have... Listen, it's so easy today to do video, as you very well know. Like we have... When we talk about the broadcast center here, we actually have a real broadcast center. We do videos and everything here. So, if you guys have an interesting idea about a YouTube show that you want to do, and you're looking for a place to do your tapings and editing, just send us an email. Get in touch with us, because we are all set up to do that here at the broadcast studio here in Ottawa.
AJ just had another good idea. How about Newfie steak? Let's do this.
What is Newfie steak?
Newfie steak, I believe, is moose.
Moose?
Yes. Oh. Moose is awesome. Cod tongue? Oh, yeah. Gotta have cod tongue. So we could market Canadian. Oh, my God. What, Joseph, we're in the wrong career. But you go across, then, yeah, it'd be a lot better than prairie oysters, AJ. Yeah, we're not going to market no prairie oysters. I know what those are. But you go into each region and you bring along entrees from different regions, and you pick up whatever, let's say in Manitoba, you'd pick up, maybe bison. Oh, duh, of course, AJ, you're right. Newfie steak is fried bologna.
Okay, well, I've had a lot of that, and I'm not even in Newfie.
Yeah, I know, but that's what they call it. I've forgotten. It's Canada Goose Jersey would also be fantastic, yeah. You know what else would be cool is to introduce people to moose milk.
Now, you and I have a mutual friend up in Churchill, Manitoba, who every year does a 1-week moose hunting camp.
Ooh. He could sponsor us. You think for a jug of moose milk he'd sponsor us?
Well, it's interesting because, he, as you know, Nick, and maybe our audience doesn't know this, but he does. I'm allowed to name it. It's Lazy Bear Expeditions, and they do whale watching tours where they can guarantee that you're going to see whales. Okay, because they have so many of them up there in the Hudson's Bay. So they do whale watching tours, and they do polar bear expeditions as well. So the name of the place is Lazy Bear Expeditions. It's a 3 or a 4 or 5 day tour. You go up to Churchill. They put you up at their lodge, and you go out and do these things. It's really interesting. But the proprietor up there also does I don't think he does it for commercial. I don't think he's done it commercially. I think it's just his friends and family. They do a week-long, every year, they do a moose camp where they do moose hunting. So, we should talk to him and tell him he should commercialize that, maybe get some big moose hunters to come out and pay him some money to take them out moose hunting. I don't think he's doing that right now.
All he's got to do is promise to clean them. I'll shoot him, he can clean them.
Okay, well, I don't think they go for that, but well, maybe they do. Who knows if there's money in it, eh?
Hey, listen, if you're going to pay that kind of money to get up there, I want the moose cleaned.
I hear you. I hear there's world-class fishing up there as well.
Oh my God, the Arctic char, which are a cousin of the brook trout, and brook trout, fishing up there. The fish are 3 feet long and stupid. My kind of fish. And char is one of the best eating fish on the planet. You have a plate of char and you won't want to eat anything else. They're just amazing.
Okay, I didn't know that. I'll have to try it.
Oh yeah, I love brook trout, which is a char, and we have some around here, but they're hard to find. And the government stocks some of the lakes. Algonquin you can go over into Quebec, but you really got to have somebody who knows where they are to take you in. But up there, it's like there's a river, go catch some trout. It's amazing. No, AJ, we're not doing seal eyes.
Okay.
I know it's an Innu delicacy, but I'm sorry, I am not. I'm not getting into eating seal eyes.
I don't know how we got onto this. Okay, we started off talking about Christmas creep, and we've ended up talking about.
This is called topic creep.
Topic creep. Very good, Dick.
Listen.
Yeah. Okay, well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just watching the clock here, And I see that we are coming up to the top of the hour. So we've had some fun here the last couple of segments, and especially this one. And it's nice to do that, because there are so many serious topics in the world that we deal with them all, and including a couple tonight. So it's nice to be able to just be a little bit lighthearted. Look, ladies and gentlemen, if you love the show, as we love bringing it to you, don't forget to tell your friends and neighbors about it. If you listen live, great. If you're listening on the podcast, share it with your friends. Share it widely. If you're listening to us live, go online tomorrow and check out the podcast when it's posted, and send it around. Better yet, I have a better idea. You should go on Twitter if you're on Twitter, and you should follow Joseph Benamy. That's JosepHBenami. That's me. Or Nick at N Vandergrat. That's NVanderGragt. And then when you see that we're posting information about the show, you can share it with your own friends right there and then. But of course, you can always catch the podcast on your favorite podcast network. And that's the housekeeping stuff for me, Nick. What do you have to say?
I have to say that it's time for us to bow out, and we look for you again next time. In the meantime, Ubicaritas et Amor, Deus, CBS. Good evening, God bless. Don't let anything disturb your peace, and may you have a fair wind and a following sea.